Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm cast, the side of East Yorkshire, and today we have a 1v1 on Outer Reaches. Over in the Chaos corner we have got Nascent, and over in the Ork corner we have got Easy Nubs. Nubs throwing out triple sluggers, a grot squad, and a generator and a boys hut, whereas the Chaos player just going for a Chaos temple at the moment, throwing out some raptors and triple cultists. Cultists look like they're going to run straight past this strategic point, along with these Orks as well, probably seeing if they can capture these little bits near the choke points and whatnot. Heretic is going to be following in close pursuit. More cultists out, they're going to be capturing their nearest and dearest. These Orks, however, are still going to be pushing out, seeing what they can see. Oh no, never mind, they're not going to capture these bits, they're going to... What are we looking at? Ah! Both of them are going to go for the absolute furthest possible. Which I suppose makes sense, it is a very long map. But we do have some jumpy bits, so we might see some raptors going over here and causing some mischief over here. Nearest and dearest now starting to be captured by the Ork player. Raptors not quite going to focus on doing some harassment. They're just going to go over here and maybe see if they can do some pestering. Looks like they're going to focus on this strategic point over here. Grots are out. See if they can get a listening post on before the raptors are able to decap. And oh dear, that is very unfortunate. Just in the nick of time. Slugger boys are going to try and slap these raptors away. The decap has happened. Big Mech is out. Maybe potentially... Oh no, he's not going to help his boys. He's going to go over here and see if he can do some counter-harass himself. Listening post over here has been built up, and these Slugger boys are going to go over here. Won't be able to decap because his listening post is up. Big Mech moving in, going to be pushing these cultists away. Cultists have run away over here, and they're now going to focus on the Heretic. Heretic has gone down, and they will now start breaking down this listening post. Don't believe that listening post has been built up as of yet. More cultists coming in from the flanks. They have captured this point over here. Ork's going to stay in this heavy cover, trying to decap this strategic point. Big Mech using his pistol to shoot these cultists away. Chaos Lord is now out, and he will probably chase away this Big Mech. In a 1v1, the Big Mech does not want to tussle with the Chaos Lord. Orks now on auto-reinforce. Only one boy left, more or less. They do have one boy left. Ah, there we go, just one boy now, but they will start reinforcing themselves. Orks over here still trying to chunk through this listening post. But they won't get through it all that quickly. Cultists are going to support the listening post. Will engage in close combat. Cultists won't stand up against the Orks very well. They do have the number advantage. They are going to what would the word be? De-engage as these raptors continue to harass and harry these Slugger boys. Slugger boys now at 5 men, going on the base of 1 plasma generator. No plasma generators for the Chaos player as of yet. Very interesting. Lots of focus on the tier 1 then, I do imagine. We'll be taking up to tier 2 any point soon. Chaos raptors do not need any green money to be reinforced, so no pressure on the plasma this early in the game. Slugger boys being zoned away by the Chaos Lord, and the raptors over here are just taking down the Slugger boys. Slugger boys being slowed by the heavy cover will be taken down more or less by the raptors if they can get it before the reinforce goes on. And yes, that is unfortunate. That will be an entire squad wipe. Big Mech, not wanting to engage in close combat, will just be shooting these guys. More Slugger boys out here. And the Slugger boys are going to capture this central strategic point over here. Slugger boys is going to come in, see if they can do any scouting. Got some regular old Chaos Space Marines out. These Orks have spotted nothing major. Nothing to tell them of what the Chaos Space Marine player is up to. Listening post is being built up, but the Big Mech has scared away this Heretic. And Raptors are going to just continue chasing these boys down. We've got some Shooter boys now coming in to support the Slugger boys over here. Cultists will be wiped by the looks of things. One boy left, just managed to save the squad. In fact, I'm actually going to swap over to the Orks because the Heretic's voices always really wind me up. Probably the most annoying voice unit barks in the entire game. Slugger boys with one model left. They will be able to reinforce that. These shooter boys are going to be harried by the Chaos Lord. Big Mech, go and see if he can help his boys from a distance, shaking his gun at them. Do manage to get the listing post in just in the nick of time before the Chaos Raptors are able to cap the point, although, mind you, they will be able to take it down with the... Will they be able to? I mean, there are a lot of grots. That is unfortunate. They won't be able to. They'll have to focus on the grots first before they are able to properly decap it. Grots do run away. There's a good chunk of health on that listening post. Slugger boys are engaging in this car space Marines. They are a bit outnumbered by looks of things, but they are getting some more boys in. Tying up just long enough to let these shooter boys do their bits. Chaos Lord still harassing these shooter boys. Lovely work with him. Constantly on the move. These shooter boys are out, unsupported, surrounded by lots of shooty bits, and this listing post will be focused down. Shooter boys are going to move into this heavy cover over here. We now see some plasma gens going down, or just a one plasma generator. Don't see much in the way of war banners, but we've got one war banner over here and a pile of guns. We might see some... there we go, some big shooters here. We'll have to keep these boys nice separated though. We don't want to see these raptors jumping in. Although with the raptors focusing down on those slugger boys, these shooter boys will be able to mince their way through these Chaos Marines. Chaos Lord, quite low on health. He won't want to engage in close combat for a little while until his health regens. Big Mech in the same kind of position, also quite low on health. Shooter boys now down to 3 models. They still do have all 3 big shooters online. Very lucky for them. Rats at the front, absorbing some of the fire. Shooter boys, slugger boys still being chased by this fairly sizable squad of raptors, now getting their aspiring champion when they've got the resources. Pardon me. They do have a bigger listening post over here. And sluggers and shooters have now been tied up by these raptors. Got some grenade launchers from the cultists. No big weapons on the Marines there. These guys will fall back as this is quite a defensible position to contend with. Another war banner going down here and another bigger listening post here as well. So Orks look like they're going to be playing a lot more defensively in this game, considering that they've got quite the sizable raptor squad out and about. More slugger boys coming out from the settlement. Not much in the way of defence in the main base there. Raptors could just jump in the base and see what they can sort out. Grots over here. Cloaked, they will see this movement of forces going in. These guys will have to react. They see that there's a listening post and a bigger listening post there, so they will... Sorry, a war banner and a big listening post. They won't push in too much. Do some heavy boy armour. Double plasmas. Let's have a look at the economy. 80 and 10 compared to 92 and 20. The Chaos definitely do have an economic advantage at this point. Some Storm Boys are on their way out. No tier 2 going as of yet from what I can see. Storm Boys now on their way out. Got some Storm Boy speed boost research going as well. So we'll probably see a lot more in the way of Storm Boys being used in this game if they're going to invest as much as they can in them. Storm Boys are heavy infantry, so they will be able to take a little bit more of a beating from long range. Shooter Boys still armed with grand total of 6 big shooters. Storm Boys will be able to help defend these guys. Go some plasma guns on these aspiring champions there. That will help them defend themselves against the Storm Boys from range. There we go, look, one Storm Boy already quite low on health at the moment. Do activate their speed boost. These guys are going to jump in, tie up. So both Space Marine squads are tied up, leaving the shooters to do their bits. Storm Boys are going to jump away. And Shooter Boys are going to focus on these Raptors. Raptors have been reduced to 7 models. We'll have 1 model being replaced there. More Shooter Boys are out, storming their way in. Raptors going to engage in some slapping with these Shooter Boys over here. Shooty bits on this listening post will be making this a bit of a difficult situation for the Orks to be in. They don't want to stay in there for too long. One well, with 2 squads of shooter boys and only 1 raptor squad, these raptors aren't going to be able to tie up all the firing power of the Orks as they would like to. Slugger boys still chasing after these Space Marines with only 5 models left. Looks like they're going to be losing a couple more models due to low health. Storm boys over here still chasing these Chaos Space Marines. They will have seen all this tech, so juicy targets for future potential raids. Storm boys are going to jump in. Shooter boys holding firm. Wonderful micro by the Orc player. Able to keep at least 1 shooter boy squad online at all times. Although it just look like they're going to be in full retreat. Probably going back to the base over here. Pile of guns researching some more choppy research. Storm boys still harassing these Space Marines. Raptors are going to jump in, see if they can help defend. Shooty bits on this listening post over here. Doing overwork as much as it can. A knob going for this Storm boy squad over here. Very close, I'll be honest. I cannot quite tell who's got the upper advantage in this situation. Chaos Space Marines are doing their best. We've got some more cultists over here, but they are being chased by an extra squad of Slugger boys. We do have a big red ability. I do believe that is the Chaos Space Marines. They've got like a... The Aspiring Champion does increase their overall damage output for a temporary amount of time, but does increase the damage that is being taken by them. Chaos does manage to push the Orcs away just a little bit. Orcs over here have taken down this listening post over here, and it will decap the strategic point. Critical location is going to be decapped. Raps are going to try and prevent this from happening, but there is just too much in the way of Orcs at the moment. Shooters are now going over here, going to support these boys. This squad of shooter boys are just going to stay over here and just try and cap this requisition point, or strategic point, sorry. Storm boys over here going to jump in, going to do some power bashing. Space Marine player is now going to have to decide what they want to focus on. There is a lot of Orc nonsense around the map, forcing the Chaos Space Marine player to react. Orcs are going to nestle over in this nice defensible position over here. Of a Blastia research as well. These Storm boys being reinforced. They are going to get halfway through the plasma. Listening post is being built up, although there's no vision at the moment. Chaos Lord might want to... Is that the Chaos Lord? Yep, Chaos Lord is still alive. He might want to throw down a Tainted Auspex, although they will be able to cut through this listening post quicker than the Grots are able to repair it. Listening post does go down. What's going on over here? Not quite able to take down a plasma generator. They have lost a fair few boys. Jumping again in the range of a listening post. They will try and capture this critical location smack bang in the middle. Chaos Space Marines are going quiet. 104 and 10 compared to 98 and 30. We do have a machine pit going down on a Rhino transport. Nothing much in the way of big tech for the Orc player. I think he's 10 population cap away from tier 2. If memory serves me well. Slugger boy is going to tank some damage from this listening post. Going to see if they can slap it away. They do have a knob in there, and he does have a power claw. Will massively increase their damage against buildings. Rhino transport moving in. We'll spot these boys. And the Slugger boys are going to move away just in case the Chaos Rhino is full of any spiky treats that they don't want to get involved in. A fairly decent amount of Chaos Space Marines at the moment. Storm boys are going to have to move away from these Raptors. And they're just going to ignore them and go straight into the base and do some more bashing, see if they can finish off this plasma generator. These guys, again, are going to move back into the warm embrace of the pile of guns, war banner, and bigger listening post. Storm boys have managed to take down a plasma generator. A machine, well, a heavy bottle turret will be being popped down into existence by the heretics. Storm boys are going to ignore these boys and say, oh, look at this undefended listening post. Let's smash that in as well. Machine pit not building anything up at the moment. Slugger boys are in this constant back and forth of these cultists, trying to capture critical location. Orcs are now into tier 2. We see a Hell Talon coming down. Lots of focus on these Storm boys. They won't be able to do much against the Hell Talon. Slugger boys over here, bit vulnerable. 1v1 against the Raptors, they will not win. We do have a big mech, oh sorry, not a big mech shop, just a regular sized mech shop over here. These Slugger boys and these Shooter boys are going to once again destroy this listening post over here. And some Storm boys are out in the base. Chaos Sorcerer is going to be out as well. Can't seem to see how they're going to get they're going to build a plasma generator over here. They have managed to save this listing post by a very fragile amount. Slugger Boys are going to move away, and the Hell Talon is active and online. We'll be able to move around the battlefield a lot quicker than most others. There is a lot of movement, interfering terrain. War trucks are out. They will be able to keep these. I do imagine that'll put the Shooter Boys in, maybe. Storm Boys being used to great effect, constantly going for these plasma generators. Eldritch Bolts coming out from this Chaos Sorcerer will manage to take down a lot of models to half health. Chaos jumping in the Rhino and then jumping back out over here. They are going to bring the Orc player back down to tier 1. Lots of missiles from the Tank Busters. They are going to send this Chaos Rhino back packing. They're able to almost take this listening post back down. Wartruck is going to come in with 2 loads of boys as well. Raptors standing around, keeping these boys at arm's length. Lots of ranged options for the Orcs at the moment. Hell Talon will not want to be caught out of position by these Tank Busters. No vision as of yet. Got 2 Tank Buster squads. There's a lot of missiles for the Hell Talon to take on. Aircraft in this game is not much in the way of heavily armoured or tankiness. That sentence even made grammatical sense. Hell Talon looks like it is going to go down. No tainted or specs yet being thrown down. Though these these Tank Busters will want to move out at some point. Listening post over here is going to be slapped around by the Raptors. Relic over here has been decapped. 115 and 19 to 115 and... Oh, hold on, wrong button. 115 and 19 to 91 and 20. We do have some more Rhinos coming out. Orc players slowly but surely gaining more and more of the field. Mechanic jumping out of dodge before he was able to get caught. Grot's just kind of chilling over there. Lots of Tank Busters out on the field at the moment. Any vehicle that the Chaos player can throw out will be immediately dealt with. Got some horrors on the go. What else is the Chaos player going to transition to anything else? We've got some cultists. Maybe potentially want to see some shiny eyes on those cultists so we can get some infantry detection. Well, mind you, the Chaos Sorcerer has infantry detection, I do believe. If I am not mistaken. These guys are able to take out the heavy bottle turret over here, and they are going to recap that strategic point in the middle. Lots of Chaos Space Marines out here. They are going to cut their way through this Slugger Boy squad. Quick, sharpish. War trucks are going to want to get out as quick as possible. Horror squad's trying to focus down on these war trucks. Plasma generator being built up over here. Countdown victory has begun on the Orc side. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16 heavy bolters on these boys. So we'll be able to cut through. I mean, the war trucks, yes, granted, they are vehicles, but just the sheer amount of heavy bolters coming out of here, they'll be able to cut through most things just by the sheer amount of bullets that they've got. Shooter Boys with their triple big shooters don't want to mess with these guys. And they also, I do believe, are outranged slightly by the heavy bolters, if I'm not mistaken. These guys over here just doing some base bashing. It's a bit of a base trade. Trading war banners and gens and power guns for a couple of gens of their own. I believe there's a sound of some knobs. Yep, got some knobs. Some more Rhinos coming out. Gonna drop all these boys in, cutting their way through these grots very quickly. Warchuk going to use its speed boost to try and get out of here. Bit of a difficult thing to path their way through there. These boys have just kind of been left on their own to do lots of damage in the base. Knob squad just going to completely ignore what's going on over here. Focus down on the base. Mech shop is going to take a while to fall down, although, correct me if I'm wrong, it is actually going to go down quick as you like. Might not be able to get this war track out in time. But it does. It's going to be very close. No, not quite. Eldritch Bolt finishes it up. Also capturing the tail end of this war track. Boys are going to have to move away. Although, slowly but surely they are pushing into the base. Hell-Talons are coming out, but will the Hell-Talons be able to do much? I mean, it's an impressive amount of firepower that the Space Marine, well, the Chaos Space Marine player can bring to the table. But they won't be able to do much against all this Orc stuff if they don't actually go up and shoot them. Orc player has managed to do a significant amount of damage to the Space Marine base. Although with their Chaos Space Marine Psycho dude, they will now be able to see these tank busters. Nobs are just going to cut their way through more and more of the base. Do believe, yeah, the Chaos Space Marine player has only got one plasma generator left up. Tank busters are going to move out over this way. Nobs are in a little bit of a precarious situation. This is a lot even for them to deal with. They will try and teleport away. It does look like there was a failed teleport there. Oh, never mind. There was a delayed one. That is quite unfortunate. Do believe sometimes that if the model in the Mech Boys squad dies just as the teleport's activated or something like that, the bug does happen and the teleport is either delayed or cancelled. The other Hell-Talon now trying to focus down on bits and bobs in the base. The Boys Hut is on half health. Tank busters will need to come in and do some sort of defending. Can't be sure where they are though. Where have they gone? I mean, are they even still online? Ah, they're over here. But they will be seen. And it does look like, I mean, it was a very impressive show by the Orcs, but the Chaos Boys are back on it. And Nubs is going to throw out the GG. Yeah, to be honest, with the Hell-Talon causing nonsense here, the sheer amount of heavy bolters and whatnot, they would have just been able to cut through the war banners too quickly for the Orc player to respond. But it could have gone either way, to be honest. That last 5 minutes was definitely even Stevens all around. Yeah, cool, exciting game. Anyway, my name's been Mr. Landchat. Pleasure as always, never short, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.